Welcome on the demonstration video of the SixRide project. The SixRide project is about adding the support of SixLopan on the Inventor platform. The goal was for IoT implementation developer and industrial to be able to perform inter-IoT testing through the internet. We also aim to significantly reduce the cost of testing IoT by doing it remotely. Right now you can see the UI of Inventor app in a terminal in the corner. This terminal will be used to manage the sniffer and monitor the packet on the network. So to be more precise, let's begin these demonstrations. As you can see, there is different functionalities embedded in the platform, but the functionality we will explore here are the creation and execution of test sessions, but you can also manage your device, explore the experimentation map, browse your past sessions or open sessions, but right now we just need to create the test sessions by clicking on the link New Test Sessions. Here you will see a list of the different test suites available, but the test suite we want here is just the SixLopan test suite, user to user, so we select it and click on the next button. Now in this part you will be asked to fill devices, but you can add also devices by clicking on the green button, the versions of the testing tool, and also all the tests you want to perform. Here we want to perform the 01, 03 and 04. So when we are ready, we click Save Configurations, which will send the configuration to the platform, and click Start to configure the testing tool, and create the channel for our IoTs to communicate. Then you arrive on the main frame of the interface. So you have three important parts. So the timeline, which will have all the events happening during the sessions. The pending actions, which are the interactions of the users, the messages, which are the logs, and the session options, which are the information of the sessions the user need to perform the test. First, we will need to share the sessions with our partners. So we get the session link and send it to the other user for him to be able to follow the sessions and to participate. So we just send the link and you just need a browser to open this link. When the user connects, you can see that the UI will update itself and ask questions to the user about how to manage the implementations, which user will manage which implementations. So we will manage here the first one, but not the second one. So we will answer yes and no. Then we will ask the user to take notice of the documentations, and I advise you to do the same if you are interested in Inventor app. So the documentation will show you all the information you need to know about how the platform is done, how it works, what is its architectures, and also how to use it. But most importantly, you need to know how to use the agents, as the agents is a component which is responsible for connecting the IoT's network, your IoT networks, to the IoT networks of your partner, so through a kind of VPN through the internet. So the agent is a Python piece of software you need to execute, you need to configure, but you need to know that you also need a piece of hardware with a special flashed config key on it to perform the test. So this piece of software you need to flash is provided by Inventor app. So you just need to follow the documentations to know how to flash this device to get the sniffer mode, as we said. The other document you need to know is the test suite and how to perform the test and what the test to do. So when you go to the test suite, you can see the test ID, the configuration of the test you need, the preconditions of the test, etc. But also you can see the test sequence. So the test sequence have different keywords: stimuli, check, features, verify. Of these keywords have different meaning. For example, stimuli means that you need to send, for example, here a ping. So it means just send the packet. The check means that this is a verification done automatically by the platform. And features which are important are the key bytes that shows packet configuration, IoT configurations. For example, what is the hop limits you need, or what is the packet size, or what is the kind of addresses, IPv6 addresses you used. And these configurations need to be exact for us to perform the test. If not, the test will be inconclusive. So then the verified test step, which are done manually by the user. Then we can go back to the UI and say that we took notice of the configurations. So now we need to configure the agents. To do so, we need to retrieve the link on the platform, on the info part, on the session options, and use these links to launch the agents. So the agents is hosted in a virtual machine I created on my computer. So we will get to this virtual machine below the terminal in the corner and begin to perform the test and begin to configure the agents. So, and you need to know that the second user need to do the same. So we will pass the information we got from the UI. So we passed it. So you have the AMQP link. So this is a link to the channel the agents need to connect. There is also the serial port you need to use for the hardware. You know, the small mode flashed with a special conti key. It's the port which is connected on. Also the baud rate to communicate through USB with this mode. And also the AMQP exchange, which is AMQP, which is almost most of the time AMQP topic, and which is provided by the platform. When all these variables are created, you just need to launch the agents. So we launch the agents, and you need to take notice of something that this is the last line, which will tell you if the agent is running or not. You need to have this info columns agents.connectors.core columns agents ready to know if the sniffer is ready to listen on the port, on the bus. So when you're sure that the agent is launched correctly, you will need to have to do some tests to know if the second user agent is ready to get messages from you. So you will need to wait for the second users to be ready. When the second user is ready, you will try to send some pings to configures, So now, for example, you will launch the first ping. So you will see an uplink in the terminal below in the corner. So this uplink means that the agents try to send the packet to the platform. And if you want to know that this ping is successful, you will have to see also a downlink. So first you only see uplink, which means that the second user is not ready to answer back to your ping. So we wait for the user to be ready, and when the second user is ready, you can see now that the user seems to be ready. We will check that you have uplink and downlink. Downlink means that the second user answer back to your ping. For example, you send a ping from your first IoTs, which will be sniffed by the sniffer mode, send to the testing tool. Then the testing tool will send your packet to the second mode, which will inject this packet in the network. And the other IoT will answer back and your agent will inject the packet it get from the testing tool in your IoT network. So it will create this kind of VPN through this AMQP channel with the two pieces of hardware you need to have prepared beforehand. So you can see downlinks, which means that your ping was answered back correctly by the other IoT. So when you are ready, you just need to click on confirm, and now you see all the ping we used to configure the channel and to check that it worked correctly. So when you are ready to start the test case, you just click on TC start, and the first thing you're asked is to send the stimuli. So we send the ping as requested. Then we just inform the platform that this is done. Then the platform will ask us to check if we saw the echo request in the network. For that, we advise the user to use some third-party software such as Wireshark. So you just launch your Wireshark and check on it if the packet are sent correctly. It's the best way to know that the command was done successfully, so the test was done successfully. The more the merrier. So you said send, and when it's done, you just inform the platform that the echo request was done correctly, and then it will ask you the same for the echo reply. When it's done, you can restart the test or check the report for this test, only for this test. So you can see that this first interoperability test was done successfully. Then you can go to the next test and you can check the configuration for the next test. So we click on TC start when we are ready. So now we can we are asked to send the stimuli. So we just send the stimuli, which is the same as the first one, just send the ping. So we send the echo request. We see the packets through the UI, the downlinks through the terminal, and we are also asked the same. Did you see the echo request? Did you see the echo reply? So we just said okay, okay. So now the analysis is done and the test is done, and you can see for this test that the report gave back an error. So we will analyze this error at the end of the test sessions in the final test report. So we can start the next test case. So we start the next test case, and we do the same as the first two. We send the stimuli, we answer the two questions, and we're done. So we send the stimuli, as you can see, uplink, downlink, the packet in the UI, and we say the UI that we are ready, and we send the stimuli. So we click on OK, we send OK, we said that we saw the echo reply, the echo request, and we saw the echo reply. So now we have the final test report. So in the final test report, we can see all the tests we execute. So the one we didn't execute with a known verdict, and the test we have execute with a different verdict such as pass, error, or inconclusive. So the first one is passed as we had the good configurations and we sent the packet and everything was done successfully. The third one was an error which seemed error most of the time means that the testing tool didn't have some piece of information. For example, for this test for the third one, it produced an empty test analysis report, which means that you need to restart this test. And the fourth one, with an inconclusive verdict, means that you have done the test. The test was mostly successful, but you didn't have the good configurations. You put the wrong configurations. For example, here you needed to have an up limit of 1, but you put an up limit of 64. So the test was not able to give a verdict because you did not have the good configurations. So you need to redo this test with the good configurations. So to do so, you can browse back past tests by going in the timeline and click on the Restart Test Case button. So you can browse the timeline, for example, and get the result of the result of the test report, or the dump of the past test or the past testes, etc. Here you have the test reports. Here you have the verdict of the test 4, the dump of the test 4, the dump of the test 3, the verdict of the test 3, etc. And you can go past and check everything of what happened during the test sessions. So this demonstration is now over. During it, we show the aspects you need to know to perform the sessions, how to find information to configure the agent and sniffer, how to launch it and follow its activity, how to perform the tests and understand the test suite, how to navigate and read the results. Currently, the platform is not yet complete and new functionalities could be added in the future, especially to ease the user experience or get a better reports. For example, download the reports from the platform in a PDF format for the user to use it more easily. Thanks for watching this demonstration video.